Hello, welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. My name is Sibylla, and today I ask you, where do you spend your attention as opposed to your time? I often challenge people to tally up the actual hours that they spend, say in a week, on work, respectively, sleep, housework, and indeed their passions. Because it can be a huge eye-opener to see the actual numbers, the numbers of hours and the chunks of time that go into different things in our lives. But to tell you the truth, it's actually a little more complicated than that. Because time spent does not necessarily equal attention, and where attention goes is also where our energy goes. As any daydreaming school child could tell you that is not paying attention in their lesson. Your mission today is to make sure that your attention and energy are spent in places that are good for you. Task number 1 is, where is your attention? I've already mentioned the daydreaming kid at school, but it's really not only children. Most of us have been in a work meeting where we were actually miles away and doodling, pretending to take notes and pretending to pay attention, right? Now, if that is not you, I can give you a couple of other examples that might jog your memory. Again, you could be at work, but actually on social media, or you're planning your grocery shopping or your dinner in the evening while you're still at work. You might be pursuing your passion, but be a bit distracted because you're always thinking of a relationship problem that you're having at the time. Or you're in love, and no matter what you do, your thoughts will always be with that person that you're in love with. I mean, who hasn't been in love and has experienced that, right? So neither of these examples is meant to be negative or make you feel bad. They're entirely normal. It happens to every one of us. What I want you is to become aware of this fact. Task number 2 is from attention to priority. So like I said, in the first task, you became aware of the fact that you already spent your attention in places other than where you are at the time, or on things other than what you're currently doing. Only so far, this process has mostly been subconscious. We are not really aware that we're doing these things. And now that you've become aware of it, task number 2 is to use this process consciously. When it comes to priorities in life, most lives I'd say they have room for maybe 3 or 4 priorities. That could be yourself. You should be a priority for yourself. Your spouse, maybe your children, hopefully also your passion or multiple passions should be a priority, but 3 or 4 is usually the limit. So this is prime property, and this is where you should obviously spend your energy. Now, it might not be so easy to spend more time there because, for example, if you have a job that you might like doing, it's important for you, after all, it pays the bills, right? And you know, you don't mind it, but it takes up a lot of time, and it might not be one of your 3 or 4 main priorities in life, but you can't just say to your boss, by the way, from tomorrow on, I'll only come 5 hours a day rather than 7 or 8. That won't go down too well. What you can, however, do is cut the attention and energy that you're spending on it. Now, I'm not suggesting that you spend your time at work daydreaming away, because that'll get you into trouble very quickly, and it's just not ethical or fair. And also, even a job that is, like I said, it might even be important to you, or you might enjoy it even if it's not one of your main priorities. So by all means, give it its due. Give it the attention that it deserves, that is fair, and that makes you feel good because you're doing a good job. That's worth a lot. And that doesn't just go for work, by the way. That goes for social obligations, family things. None of us exist in a vacuum. We all have things that we spend our time on that we can't really cut from our lives. That might not be our main priority. So give everything that which is due. My point is, don't give it overdue attention and energy. Don't get married to a job that's not one of your main priorities, and over deliver all the time. Get emotionally invested and entangled in it all the time, but rather use that energy to consciously spend that time on, for example, your passions, on another of your 3 or 4 priorities in life. That takes away that guilt that you think, oh, I shouldn't really be doing this. Yeah, you should, because it's your priority. It's something that is really important to you. And to do that consciously is much easier than to actually free up time. Of course, that would be ideal too, that you make some time as well. But look at where your energy goes first and your attention, and the rest will follow from there. Task number 3 is let me know. Hit the reply button on the email that you got the link to this video with and tell me what you're taking away from this video. Where would you say that your attention is, your main focus in attention and energy? Is it on the things that are most important to you? Are your passions among them? That obviously interests me because I'm the passions and purpose coach. I'll reply to every email, I promise. If you didn't get the link to this video in an email, that means you're not part of the Wild Spirits community yet, and you should join us. Go to wildspiritscoaching.com and fill in that little form there. You'll get 1 email per week, 100% spam free. You get lots of additional information and articles. You get recommendations of books and other resources, and sometimes you get exclusive offers that are only for my subscribers that nobody else ever gets to see. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up, or you can Google Wild Spirits Coaching. That'll get you to my website as well. Thank you for watching.